Welcome to the Life 2.0 podcast. My name is Matt Jones, a former pro musician turned lifestyle entrepreneur and author. Every week, I want to bring you different strategies, tools, and concepts to empower your life, from mindset to health, career, and more. Thank you for hanging here with me. It means everything. Now, let's get to the episode. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Life 2.0. So today I want to talk about turning your passion into your mission. And I really want to break down the archetypal structure of passion and how your mission really takes precedent. You know, having a mission in life is powerful. I believe a personal mission really gets you up in the morning and it makes you feel really more energized with your life, you know, with what you're about to do, really on a neurophysiological level, because you truly care about it. You know, transforming your passion into your mission really isn't all that hard. Starting your own business is, really not that hard, including a nonprofit organization, much like I did. So let's discuss. So first off, passion. What passion means is that it's an extreme interest or wish to do something. Many of us have ideas of what we're passionate about. It could be traveling or sports, rock climbing, politics. We can often have so many passions that we don't really know where we stand on our favorite, right? I once heard an interview with Jeff Bezos where he said that you don't find your passion finds you. Now, though I thought this idea was interesting, it still has an air of mysteriousness to it. So, as I thought about it more, I really think that finding your passion really means ultimately obsession, right? The definition of obsession is something that you think about all the time. If you think about it, really the number of obsessions tend to be a little bit less in terms of, in our lives, in terms of our passions. And so I really think that having an obsession helps you narrow down what you want from your life and your career. So the thing about passion is that passion is fleeting, right? Much like motivation. If you had hobbies when you were younger that you don't have anymore, then you know all about the frailty of various passions. Sometimes they last, sometimes they don't. Obsessions, they tend to stick around. You talk about something constantly, you research it and you marinate on it, to the point of like real enjoyment, and the world disappears. Personally, I found that myself in playing music when I was a teenager. For me, when I do it, time just stops and I'm just completely present and enthralled to what I'm doing with it. That's how I knew I loved it. I was obsessed. So, really think about it. What is your obsession? Maybe one of your deepest passions is actually your obsession. I really should have named this, really turning your obsession into your mission, because that's really what it is. I see a lot of people who post on Facebook, who are really passionate about politics or animals or something. And, they think they're changing the world or something by posting in a public forum, for their 100 friends. But, what they're really just doing, I think, is pissing everybody off. I have friends online like this. I'm sure you probably have some as well. Really what I'm saying, though, is that more people need to just stop talking about it and actually get up and do something about it. Turn that obsession, into an outlet that will have a positive effect on the world, My story of passion for music, when I was younger, I thought I was going to be a performing musician my whole life. For those of you who know my story, I've traveled the world. I've been to over 40 countries. I've been a teacher. I've worked with the Grammys. I've had hundreds of students, and I've done a lot of live performance. Really, that was like my main passion. It's what got me going for many years. But things change. Like when I became a parent, I didn't suddenly feel as passionate about performing music anymore. I didn't want to be away from home constantly. And to be kind of honest, I was really burnt out from touring and traveling. And so with all these factors, I knew that I had to change. I know that I needed something else. I needed something more. And I'm sure a lot of you feel this very same way. Now, I've always been passionate about music. But I've also been passionate about entrepreneurship, another passion, right? But I would constantly learn about it. I'd stay in Barnes and Nobles all day as a broke college student, and I would really just absorb as much information as I could. And I've done a lot of reading up on mentors who inspired me, and I always quietly loved the idea of building a company for myself, in the back of my mind that would, have some sort of a positive effect on other people's lives, maybe help make the world a little bit better place, while also, becoming my own boss in the process. So when it was time for me to change careers, that little voice in the back of my head, it finally became louder. I suddenly felt a bit stronger, and I felt a stronger pull, really, than I did actually playing music, what I thought was my ultimate passion. So, really, it started to become my passion project, and, it became my mission ultimately, right? So, personal mission, what is this? Well, really what it does is explain who you are as a person, and it identifies your purpose. It explains how you want to pursue that purpose as well, and, why is it so important to you? So, when I decided to stop being a performer, I decided to think broader, really. So instead of what do I want to do in the short term, I thought about really long term, like my whole life. And, I thought about the world, what positive effects I could have on it, maybe help make some minor change or help in some way that would both capture my passion for music, but also entrepreneurship. So my mission suddenly became this: to help foster music and education and its unique power on childhood development in the public education sector. So specifically, it became to enrich young minds in the development of lifelong skills through music. So, music programs have been eliminated from many public schools, really shockingly over the last 2 decades in the United States. And I wanted to help make music education more accessible, matter more again. I wanted to really help bridge that gap of this very serious public issue that I felt. Music has changed my life, and I believe in the power of music for discipline, for fun, for creativity, for passion and personal experience. And it really helped me to develop personally as a kid, and I really owe much of my life to it, Now, I also knew that I had the right skills and the right drive, area of expertise to follow through with this specific direction. So, I felt I could do it. So it became my mission. Someone else's mission might be to innovate clean energy solutions to improve the lives of other people around the world. It might be for someone, to use my gifts to help people with depression. So you got to figure it out for yourself. So how do I turn my passion into my mission? So the way I did this was simple. I started a private foundation. I co-founded a company called Maestro Music, and specifically, it's a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And what we do is offer affordable music classes to schools that previously wouldn't have been able to have had a music program. So we have our own teachers, we have our own state-certified curriculum, a lot of proprietary material. And in our first year alone, we did over 5,000 students, 130 classes weekly. And, I just really couldn't believe how well it did. And I was really blown away. And I feel it was truly one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. It's been just rewarding in so many ways. So, what is a nonprofit organization? So, a nonprofit organization is basically a company that has tax-exempt status because its mission and its purpose are there to further social causes and provide a public benefit. And this is exactly what I built in the public education sector for kids. Now, you may want to do something similar. Setting up a business really isn't that complicated. People may think I could never do something like that, but you can with a little bit of research and work. Anyone can if I can. Getting tax-exempt status for a charitable purpose does take time to develop, but it's also fairly easy. What people normally pay a lawyer to do for 10 grand, I learned to do it all myself. I had no idea what I was doing when I started, but I just put in the work. Now, after being approved, I have people around me and other foundations who passionately support my business. The government supports it, and other charities do as well. And I get rewarded with public funds as well as profits while also furthering my mission, right? So how to make money as a nonprofit? So making money as a nonprofit, you may be thinking, well, what about money, right? Nonprofit doesn't exactly sound like you can actually make much money. And this is a really common misconception for a lot of people. It's just not true. You can still earn good money from a nonprofit organization. Really, the purpose of the organization, unlike a corporation like Apple, or something, is beholden to its shareholders. It's created to benefit a few people, whereas a nonprofit organization means to benefit more people. So the government actually rewards you for taking on causes that the public needs more assistance with, from food shortages to affordable housing, cancer research, Even most universities are actually nonprofit foundations, like Harvard. Harvard is a nonprofit foundation. And you know how much they charge for tuition? A lot. But they make good money because their charitable service is to the public education system, and the government rewards them with good tax breaks while making good money and paying good salaries. Even IKEA is a nonprofit foundation, right? Their mission is to offer a wide range of home furnishing items of good design and function, excellent quality and durability at prices so low that the majority of people can afford to buy them. IKEA makes really good money, and they're allowed to pay good salaries for their efforts while making affordable furniture. Crazy, right? So now back to earning potential. So some of the highest paid CEOs of nonprofits make over $1 million a year. Like the CEO of the American Heart Association, Nancy Brown, makes $2 million a year. Wynton Marsalis, the famous jazz musician who runs the Jazz Lincoln Center, also earns over $2 million a year. And Preston Campbell, who runs the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, earns over $1 million a year. These are just people who took their passions and obsessions and they made a difference while being compensated well for it. Now, does this mean that you can make money with a nonprofit and reward yourself like a major enterprise? No, no way. There are dividing lines. You can't take advantage, and you will lose your nonprofit status. You still have to further your mission to the public. So I'm not trying to show you how to take advantage, but how you can really make a difference while still providing for yourself and for your family. So how can you run a nonprofit business while helping the public and paying yourself? So as the Better Business Bureau explains it, 65% of funds should cover operating costs and salaries, and the other 35% should be specifically for furthering your mission. So to get good work done, the government knows you have to pay people to do it. So it's okay to make money and decide what salaries you pay, good people. Running a successful business, requires talent. So employees should be compensated well for their efforts. So you shouldn't worry about this. It's not really so vastly different from, a for-profit business when you really break it down. With a nonprofit organization, you're also free from liability because it becomes a public entity that can't be taken away from you. You can pass it on to your children and grandchildren. There are so many advantages, really, of having a nonprofit business. So turning your passion into a profit is not that complicated. If you have passion for something, skills in a particular field, you can do really well. Even if you don't necessarily have the right skills, you can even develop them. For example, if you're really good at marketing and garnering attention, from people, you're inspirational in some way and you can rally others, you can do really well. If you're passionate about a cause and you think that you can make a difference, then, you could also do really well. So to do this, there has to be some sort of a structure. There has to be a business plan, and you have to really think it through. Starting your own business is, it can be easy, but it still has its challenges. So to break down nonprofit organizations, you first have to decide how you're going to derive money from the business. Now, there are two main types of nonprofit organizations, and that is charity and a private foundation. Now, private foundation is a business or service that derives profit while in pursuit of the public good. So education, universities, religious, homeless and food services, or charitable giving, money to research or helping vets. And then there's also charity, which just raises money, right? And that gives to these causes. So for me, as a nonprofit foundation, we get tax exempt status and we get tax deductible donations from the public. but we can also drive the profit from our service business. So, we really make a big difference at the same time, and there's many benefits. So this is my passion and my mission, and I hope it's helped to give you, a bit of clarity for your own life and career. You should be asking yourself this now. Are you passionate and obsessed about something that you could build into your own private foundation or charity that supports the public in a positive way? It may actually surprise you what you come up with. So I hope this has helped you a little bit. I really encourage you to turn your passion into your mission, and I think you can make a difference at the same time. So remember to subscribe to the channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Turning your passion into your mission is a powerful idea that could really, I think, change your life and the trajectory of your career with what you do. All right, guys, all the best, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.